Okay. We're doing some Chao League stuff. First, let's go ahead. Do this. I have to refresh. Okay. Cool, it's working now. Alright. Hope everyone's doing good. It has been a bit. I didn't initially mean to stream Sunday, but I got busy. Shit came up. So instead, I've been working on some editing projects. So that's good. For a bit, the editing software I use, which is just some free thing I downloaded online years ago, was acting odd after I finished one of my previous projects that I uploaded onto the main channel. And so I literally had to run a CC cleaner thing and restart my computer. And now it's working, but it was kind of a pain. Hello, Gray. How you doing? Doing good. That is good to hear. All right. Let me go ahead. We are going to be doing Chao League. So hold on. Let me make sure. Okay, stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go Chao League. Let me go ahead and switch. Hopefully that's not too loud. I just switched over to this. That would probably be a good idea. There we go. Okay. Check the group chat. Why? Season 2 Winchun enters the Wild Blue Yonder. Yes! Hi, Lexi. Hope you're doing alright. Hope, I know we talked. Hope your MCL is doing alright. That is not too bad. But alright, group chat, what's happened? Ha! I see. Sorry, Kenny, bad timing. Icing up your preference time. Totally understandable.
File select.
Yeah, just focus on taking care of it. Sonic Heroes ending tonight? Probably not, because I started really late. We are doing Chao League stuff. So that's the play. Actually, that reminds me. Well, he has the Emerald Peer Pressure. No. I actually do need to... I need to grab all my GameCube controllers. That was... I am clearly a professional here, so... so that's why I definitely intentionally forgot to plug all the game controls in. So, be right back. Alright, we got this. Can I play Rivals 2 with the GameCube controller? Yes, you can. You do need to use one of the adapters. You have to get a third-party adapter, or Nintendo makes properly licensed ones. I have one of each of those. I use one of the third-party ones when playing Rivals on a GameCube controller, but I just prefer to use my Xbox 360 controller for that. But yeah, there is also a thing where there's an extra, there's an outside program you have to install for it to work, because that's one thing the game doesn't have built-in support for it right now, which is kind of a pain. But ultimately, it's not too bad. You just have a hoop or two you gotta jump through. Can be annoying. is good now. Also, I was going to promote this in the Discord, but so far I've been doing a pretty good job of like getting a VOD a day up on the VOD's YouTube channel, and just today we have reached the point where we got the Free Riders VOD up. So that one is up. The VOD of me sweating and struggling and yelling at my TV to get it to do basic commands, that just went up on the Discord. Or not on Discord, frickin' the VOD channel. So yeah. Also, at some point we'll have to do a bit replaying the second half of the Shadow Generations game, just because I was dumb and forgot to download it, so I don't have the VOD anymore. So for completeness sake, I feel like I need to replay it and you know what, I'd be totally fine with that. That'd be funny. That would be kind of amusing. I mean, I have the game now. I have a Kinect. After this whole marathon, technically now any 3D Sonic game is fair game for just playing new stuff. Or just like for replays and all that other nonsense. Okay. Let me make sure I've got all this. Everything's working. Okay, sweet.
Character select.
I like to use tails. So, we have everyone built out. We got their animals figured out. And real quick, I am going to jump over to our monitor screen. Dressing contrasting colors to not confuse the Xbox. I'll be honest right now, I am basically wearing all blue. I have blue shirt. I have blue sleep pants on. The only thing, aside from the scarf I just put on, the only thing I have that's not blue is I'm wearing the Sonic socks and the Tails socks. That is the one thing I'm wearing right now that isn't blue, minus the scarf. I am very blue-coded right now. But okay. Use blue. Yep. Got how many people nowadays know how that song goes originally? And not the weird party song that samples it. I really have to know, because it also depends on how popular that song actually was. It was green, yeah. But okay. So this is kind of everyone's stats. I actually need to put this up on the Chao in the Chao League Discord, but right now it's a pretty interesting spread. We have Winchun, definitely gonna see how powerful this fly stat is gonna be. This is season 2 and we already have one stat at almost 1,000. It's gonna be fun. Didn't know it was a party mix, to be fair. Gotcha. All right. Let's... Oop, hold on. Here we go. Alright, let's hop back to here. I unfortunately have to rebuild the wheel so we can decide what map we're starting on. So, let me go ahead and do that. Trying to remember everything. No, I'm missing. I'm missing 2. Okay. Had to mute so you still don't know the original song. Ha. Yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. Here we go. Now I can switch over. This is going to determine... we're just going to go ahead and spin this now. And determine where we start on the... Or what our starting race is going to be. Oh my god, is it? Oh my god. That was close. That was legit close. Oh my god. We almost just started out on Diamond, which would have been fun to see, honestly. That would have been pretty entertaining. But, oh well. We are here. And our first... Ooh. Let's see. Our very first race on Peridot is going to feature... later... Nathaniel. Oh, whoops. Themk. Yeah, that is. And Sponge. That should be right. Yep, okay. We are right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm correct. As always. Boy, they be a dragon. Indeed, they are a dragon. Alright. Peridot. This is heavy on the run. And we don't have any of the crawlers here. So, Trips could very well decide this. And it's pretty competitive. Sponge is pretty low on run compared to everyone else, but... Oh, and immediately a trip off at the start for Nathaniel. I'm gonna say, Nathaniel, I believe right now is the second highest in run, with Themk having currently the highest run stat. And as you can see, actually, I was just talking up Themk. Okay, I mean, Themk does have a high enough run stat that they've actually changed the posture. They're doing, like, more of a run motion. But that trip, ooh, that trip's actually not messing them up too bad. Though, will it be enough to stop later? That's the real question. Oh, later also suffering a trip. Jeez. That is tragic. The only one who hasn't tripped right now is Sponge. Honestly, if Sponge can do that, play their cards right, path well enough, you might be able to secure a third, maybe. Like I say, it's close. Ooh, but Nathaniel and later with a trip, and Sponge with a trip. Oh no! I think this is definitely Themk's race to win. And Sponge could have potentially handed Nathaniel a loss. Yeah, could have potentially handed Nathaniel a loss, but oh! Oh, that's another trip for Sponge. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. This is tough to watch. Holy cow. Poor Sponge. But alright, that means Sponge coming in last place with them taking it. And we have quite a few trips. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm going to record this. So, from the very start, Themp has a victory. Sponge with their first last place. Truly tragic. Sponge, we can guarantee we saw them trip twice. Nathaniel also had 2 trips, later had 2 trips, and Themp only had 1. So, alright. And with Themp winning, that means we will be going to one featuring Themp, which is we got a few. This is the very start. We have Stump Valley, Mushroom Forest, Aquamarine, Topaz, Garnet, and Diamond. Okay, so the only ones we can't do it on is it's no Crab Pool, Blood Canyon, or Onyx. Okay. Yeah, I believe that is correct. Yes, okay, that is correct. Fly section for Win Chun, so interested to see how that works. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Stump Valley will definitely like kind of show how that works out. It can also, it won't really matter in Crab Pool, specifically that map, but any map with Crab Pool as a part of it, I think Fly starts to matter a little bit more because you actually get to like boost yourself out further. It's basically the equivalent of like when you go to dive in a pool, if you like are able to like cover a good amount of distance with your dive, then it's like you get a little head start. I think that's pretty much how Fly operates in those maps. Oh, wrong one. Alright. Here we go. Themp won, so Themp gets to be the player 1 in Garnet. Okay. Alright. So, on Garnet, we have Themp going up against Later Papton and Spawn. So, not quite. We won't get to see Win Chun just yet. Alright, this will be interesting. Palpatine is by far and away the highest power stat, with over 460 in power. The closest any other Chao comes to that is Sponge with 288. So this will be interesting. A little maybe nostalgic for getting Pidgey or Rattata. Oh yeah? Yeah. Okay, hold on. Alright. So we have Themp, Later, Sponge, and Papleton. Look at Papleton with their freaking weird dongles. He's so weird to look at. Alright. Okay. This is actually going to be good to see. This is actually kind of the first test of the crawl strat as well. I think for the most part, like, Later and Palpatine were making up a really good... Later and Palpatine were making really good distance, being, like, that far ahead in run or Palpatine, so this may be rough for Palpatine on certain maps. But as you can see, just that sheer power difference has allowed Palpatine to significantly close the gap over both Later and Themk. Ooh, and Themk actually with a trip there, making it even harder for them. All right. I think the real question, this is likely going to come down between Later and Palpatine. You can actually see it's getting close. Later doing a solid job catching up to yeah, it looked like, okay, I think both of them just reached the wall at about the same time, Later and Palpatine. Looks like they should be at the top of the wall very soon. Yes. Okay, Palpatine's still in first. This could really come down to routing. Oh, but it looks like... Yes! Palpatine takes it. Looks like Later took a pretty rough route. So they were not able to get past Palpatine. Garnet's power builds home turf. Absolutely. And you can see that where even Sponge, who is pretty lackluster across most of the stats they have, just because they're a build by committee Chao, so they're not going to be that optimized, still managing to have the second highest power build, is able to more or less keep up with, like, really speedy Chao, like Later and Themk. So yeah, it's real cool. Let's see. We have one trip to report. Themk now with a total of 2. No one else tripped as far as I can see. That is Themk taking 1 last place placing there. Mostly due to that trip. I think that trip is a main thing that put them behind, though also Themk's really low power stat also plays a role in it. And then Palpatine got their first win! So now we go to a Palpatine map. Which will be... See, Palpatine on Crab Pool, Stump Valley, Aquamarine, Topaz, Onyx, and Diamond. Okay, so the only ones Palpatine's not on yet are Mushroom Forest and Mushroom Forest and Block Canyon. All right. So, let's spin the wheel. See where we go. Oh. All right. Okay, this is actually going to be a huge test of the crawl strat in this current meta. Because on Diamond, we've actually got a pretty interesting lineup here. Palpatine will be facing off against Nathaniel, Win Chun, and Themk. So let's see. This is going to be very interesting. I believe Nathaniel will probably have the advantage here just because they have the highest swim stat, which is certainly very strong, but there are some climbing and flying sections here. Very competitive for first diamond, yes. Flip your leg. I agree. Language processing. in the legs. Alright. Alright, this will be interesting. I believe also both Win Chun and Papleton have the high intelligence stat. So that's one. So long as they can avoid getting boxed, that'll be a really useful leg up they can have to try and, like, say, beat Nathaniel in this contest. Here we go. Right, the real question is, based on how close? No, even when they were close. Oh! And Palpatine gets boxed! As does Themk! Oh dear, oh dear. That means Win Chun, we probably... Will we even get to see... how good Win Chun's fly is? That's the real question. Oh my. Nathaniel was just getting there? Nathaniel must have tripped. Right? I think so. Okay. Yeah, here we go. Palpatine quickly catching up to Nathaniel. Meanwhile, looks like Win Chun is now... Yep, moving on to the trees. He's just that good. True. Alright, here we go. It looks like them also just getting there. Oh, appreciate you, Lexi, for getting rid of that. Alright, Win Chun still way ahead. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, them pretty far behind, and Palpatine keeping it pretty competitive with Nathaniel is right now still pulling ahead. Here we go, into the water. This is Nathaniel's chance to close the gap on Win Chun. Alright, but Win Chun is able to make it out. And Palpatine has just entered the, or exited the water. And Win Chun and Nathaniel right now getting into the quiz section. Here we go, trying to keep an eye on the map just in case we have any unfortunate happenings occur with for Themp. Ooh, and this is actually going to be really rough for Themp being the last to get there, as there is only one Sonic there were only 3 Sonics there. Dear, is Themp gonna be... Oh, Themp might be forced into getting it wrong. Oh, by the way, yep, there was a trip from, There was a trip... There are 2 trips from Nathaniel! Oh, no! He's just right out of the gate after the test. Yep, meanwhile... meanwhile, Themp has been tested. How tragic. Meanwhile, Win Chun actually doing a solid job keeping a lead here. Alright, but here we go. We hit the water. And here, definitely, Palpatine's going to lose their lead over Nathaniel. But the real question is, can Nathaniel catch up to Win Chun? Right now it has a very solid lead. Already almost done with Crab Pool. Well, it looks like, yep, it sounds like Themp has also just entered Crab Pool. There we go, Win Chun has just gotten out. With plenty of stamina to go. There we go. Nathaniel, though, doing their best to try and catch up. The real question, though, Win Chun has just run out of stamina. Oh, Win Chun has been pitted. it looks like it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like Nathaniel also got pitted. Yes, and that is enough to give Win Chun the victory. Meanwhile, Palpatine avoids getting pitted. For all that it matters. For all that it counts. And now we just wait. We just wait for them. Alright, that was intense. Really the only thing we're waiting on is whether or not Themp gets pitted. Yep, Themp got pitted. A show of the raw consistency, indeed. Indeed. We couldn't really see it too well, but I think also Win Chun's insane fly stat allowed them to skip a good chunk of the Stump Valley like segment of this oh god. Well, that's fine. Yeah, but honestly, it was a very good contest to see there. Let's go ahead and mark some things. We had 2 trips from Nathaniel, putting them up to 4th, putting them up to 4 trips. Win Chun took a victory. Let's see, Win Chun took a victory. Themp took their 2nd last place placing. Flies seems to have some subtle potency behind it so far. Yeah, definitely. It's I think in general it's a pretty strong showing. Unfortunately, we just didn't really get to see how much of an impact it had, just because the camera was focused on Palpatine, who was unfortunately just set behind by getting boxed. So we'll see how that goes. As for the box test and pitted category, I didn't see them trip at all. I didn't see any evidence that they would have gotten tripped. That's also kind of hard, just because at that point, them had gotten so far behind Palpatine that we couldn't really see them. But we did have a bunch of movement on the box test and pitted category. Palpatine got boxed. Themp got boxed, tested, and pitted. And it's very tragic how that happened because, like, Themp just had the bad luck of there not being enough of the correct answer to go around. It was tragic, but that does put them in a very good position to be ahead on the box test pitted category with 3 already. Yeah, also failed the test, exactly. So they got the triple whammy there. They got the hat trick of being just screwed over in this race. But perhaps they can make that work out for them. Meanwhile, Nathaniel and Win Chun got spared by the box, passed the test, and the only things they ran into were getting pitted. So that puts them in that category at 1 apiece. And that is all the updates we have for that. Win Chun has won, so we will be going to a Win Chun map. And our selections there are... Let's see, what is Win Chun on? Mushroom Forest, Block Canyon, Aquamarine, Topaz, and Onyx. Okay, so everything remaining except for Crabpool and Stump Valley. All right. Let's go ahead, spin the wheel, and determine where Win Chun will be facing off. And it is Topaz. Okay. Or just the way this lined it up. You can't really see it, but it's literally just this whole chunk of the list on the wheel is just gone now. Alright. Alright, you can kind of see it here. So on Topaz, Nathaniel will be... Oh, it's literally the same matchup. It's literally the same. Okay. You know what? This is still a really good opportunity. Because now we get to see... Topaz, very solid for fly types. So we'll actually get to see how impactful Fly is going to be on a map with Crab Pool, which theoretically Nathaniel should be the favored one in that case, just because of their dominant fly stat or dominant swim stat. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it set up. Win Shun, Theb, Pappleton, and Nathaniel. I didn't realize this, this layout had the same matchup appear twice in the same season. Might have to see what I can do about adjusting that in the future, but it can be hard to adjust the schedules sometimes. Okay, anyway. Not worrying about that now. Let's go. This time we have the camera on Win Chun. So... This time we have the camera on Win Chun. So we will get to see how truly impactful that 905 in Fly is going to be. Alright. Let's go off to a strong start. No trips so far, which means Themka and Nathaniel get to hold a powerful lead. Yep. Zoom. There we go. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Immediately we get to see a solid showing from Win Chun's Fly, as it almost completely cleared the water. Like, almost completely cleared, giving them a good lead. Though it looks like Pappleton is going to briefly be able to take the lead here, thanks to this climbing section, and their dominance in that stat. There we go. Meanwhile, yep, them falling behind, I think mostly just due to that lack of power, but oh my goodness, look at this. Win Chun just completely invalidating that water section and just blasting ahead. Look at that, so far, just so far ahead. Here we go, we get into Crab Pool now. How much extra credit? Win Chun also got a good amount, but it looks like they kind of nerfed Fly's effect on Crab Pool. They kind of took like a steep drop, or that could just be the like limitations of their. That could just be a limitation of that. One water section. The only water section Win Chun has to worry about is this one, and look at that! There's such a massive lead Win Chun is able to build out for themselves. That Nathaniel is doing their best, but it's just not a deficit they were able to make up for right now. And I didn't observe like a single trip at this point, so this is also like peak performance at the moment. Unless something happens, but But yep, there we go. Win Chun once again being able to take the lead. Townsend coming in third, doing a solid job, but just not able to keep up in the stat department for swim against a Chao League Nathaniel. And meanwhile, yeah, them, while having a respectable swim stat, let's see, I believe them has. Oh yeah, Themk actually has the lowest swim stat now that I look at it. Yeah, Themk is actually the worst swimmer of the group. So that kind of makes sense why they were struggling so much. Oh, dang, yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and report on this. No trips were observed. So no stats log there. Them taking a third last place. Putting them in a solid position to fight for that most last place placings award, which is a legitimate strategy to go for. Meanwhile, Win Chun, so far first one to get their second win. That was quite a showing for Fly. Absolutely, that was fantastic. It definitely shows that there are at least some maps where Fly is able to, is actually a solid difference maker. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see it on the rest of the maps. But I mean, we still have Stump Valley, although I think Winchun does not appear on Stump Valley in the first round. It'll probably be in the later rounds where we see Winchun getting to work on Stump Valley. But okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's get back to the wheel. We got to spin for our next race that'll feature Win Chun. Where are we going to? Is Mushroom Forest. Okay. This will be, I think this is one that the crawl strat is definitely going to be kind of rough for, just because it is basically the equivalent of a 100-meter sprint. Yeah, it's basically a 100-meter sprint for, in the context of a Chao League. Let's see, and who will Win Chun be facing off against? Okay, on Mushroom Forest, Win Chun will be facing off against Later, Theft, and Spawn. It's okay. If Win Chun wants to avoid a last place here, it's really just about preying on the downfall of everyone else. A single trip from anyone could cost them, could thrust them into a last place placing. I think based purely on stats, I'm a believer in Themk. I believe Themk will be able to take this one. Oh, you know what we should be doing? We should be doing channel point betting. Or predictions. It's not betting, it's predictions. We'll do that starting next race. So I think it's fun talking about like what our predictions are, who we think might like win or not. Okay, here we go. Yeah, kind of as expected. Them off lane, very strong lead here. Honestly, I think at this point, even if later were to trip, it wouldn't make a difference. The only way for Win Chun to avoid a last there was if Spawn tripped. But there we go. Oh, Win Chun has taken a last place. That is going to be a little risky for a matter of like who gets I think the least last place award. Then that there's still potentially Winchun very much in the running for that. It just depends. I would personally make a prediction that it's going to come down to whether or not Nathaniel or Papleton get any last place placings. But we'll see. Yeah, there were no trips there, and Thep took their second win as well. So now, let's get to a thumb map, which is of what we have remaining is Stump Valley, Aquamarine, and okay, it's literally just between Stump Valley and Aquamarine. Those are our two remaining maps featuring Thep. Okay. Alright, who's all down for running a once I spin for this and we know who Themp will be facing off against? Who's up for a little prediction run? Ooh, and it's Stump Valley. Okay. Yeah, we hadn't done those. We have this now. Okay. I am sweet. Okay. Let me make sure let me make sure I'm marking everything correct. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Actually, important thing to do is I should be reading off who Themp will be competing against on Stump Valley. Themp will be facing off against Papleton, Later, and Nathaniel. Okay. So, let me go ahead and set this up, and I will... Here we go. We'll give it a minute. I'm gonna throw out the prediction now. Alright, cool. The prediction is out there. Who will win? We're going into Stump Valley with Themp, currently the highest run stat of the field. A solid fly stat, but the worst at swim, which could matter if their fly stat is not enough to get them entirely past the water, which it might be. Meanwhile, you have Papleton, very much a generalist. Solid swim, solid fly, the best in power, which will help them during the kind of second half of Stump Valley. And you have Later, kind of solid power, second, I think second highest swim, second highest run, and like virtually no fly. And then you have Nathaniel with the highest swim, or I think later has the third highest run. But Nathaniel has the highest swim, second highest run. Actually, I can literally check that. Yeah, second highest run. Okayest fly stat, and like minimal power is Nathaniel. So, my prediction, I'm gonna go with my prediction, is I'm betting on I'm betting on my boy Palpatine. I don't know if I'm allowing myself to bet on this, but you know, I think the prediction already closed. I'm sure. It might have. And quicker than I thought it would. Ah. It's me? Yeah, I got you. Alright, let's do it again. Alright, submission time. Alright, I've given it 5 minutes, so we're just gonna like chill for a couple seconds. I wonder, does it let me vote? I can't cast predictions, no. Do I have to Should I log into a sock account or something? Did you do it? I don't see yours shown. You might have to hit like submit for it. I see someone just threw 1,000 on Palpatine. Okay. Yeah, that looks to be it right now. It's shown up for me. We have 1,000 points on Palpatine, 666 points on later. That's what I see on my end. I'm Satan on later. Oh no! Since I want to give time for the timer to tick down, since especially Stump Valley is a short one, I don't want the options to make a prediction timer to like not be over by the time the race is decided. Maki is your next soloist. Not wait till it learns belly drum. Hell yeah. Okay. I think the timer's gone down long enough. Oh my god, the prediction on Palpatine went so high. Oh jeez. Alright. Let's go. We are going Stump Valley. Belly drum, guts boosted moves. Gonna be wild. Ooh, yeah, that'll be fun. Okay. Timer is below 2 minutes now, I think. He's getting bullet punt. Completely reasonable. Yeah. Makuuda not exactly the fastest, so you're kind of getting a stab priority move. Very good. Bullet punch isn't stab? was it? Oh, it is steel. You're right. Mach Punch. I'm thinking of Mach Punch. That would be a stat prio move. What a bummer. Alright. I think this should be good. The prediction timer should run out by, I'm just gonna let this animation run just to be guaranteed. Let's go! Let's go. I genuinely... There could be an upset. We could see an upset from either Later or Nathaniel. But I think this is really going to come down between Themk and Pappleton. So we'll see. It would be funny if they got to predict, but unfortunately streamers have infinite channel points, so wouldn't exactly be fair. But let's begin. Kind of as expected. Pappleton picking up the rear just because this is a little run section. Here we go. We see the fly. And yes, that first to hit the wall, but Pappleton also has a formidable fly stat and is just able to overcome Themp. The real question is, Themp taking the inside route means Pappleton is not going to be able to overcome that. It just comes down to way who got last. I actually don't know. This very well could be... This is actually important. Leader takes third, which means Nathaniel has been thrown down into a last place finish. Damn. Alright. Let's go ahead. Who was the winner? It was them. More points, though. There we go. I don't know what happens with the points there, but you know. Yeah. The thing's saying, nobody thought this would happen. They disappear. Ah, tragic. Well, alright. Hold on, real quick. Gotta record this. And then we'll get on to the next race. Themp taking their third win, and Nathaniel has now reached, Nathaniel has taken their first last place placing. Alright. Let's see, no trips, nothing else to report on that end. And because Themp has taken this one, we can only go to the map Themp is on. Which of the 4 remaining we have? It's going to be Aquamarine. We're just kind of automatically going there because that's the last one Themp is on. So, Themp gets front billing here, and on Aquamarine, Themp will be facing off against Pappleton, Later, and Win Shun. So let's go ahead. Okay. Okay, yeah, this is actually basically the same. Yeah, but the only thing is we may go to bed soon, to be honest. That's fair. I did start kind of late. Alright, for now, I'm gonna get the prediction up. You got 5 minutes to make your decision. So, this is Aquamarine. Kind of heavy in the run and swim department. Fly could help Winchun out here a bit, just able to get like a good kickoff on the shorter water level, as well as a good kickoff into Crab Pool. Nathaniel isn't here, so you don't have to worry about the highest swim stat, but Later is still here. Putting points down though sounds good. Later is still here, and Later has the second highest swim stat at a 550, and a pretty solid run stat. So I think in general this is very much going to be against Themk, just because of the existence of the crab pool, and Themk is currently the lowest on the swim tier by like a decent amount. So yeah, Them's main chance of like winning here would just be to utterly dominate the running sections, build up such a strong lead that it doesn't matter by the time we hit crab pool. Can that happen? I don't know. We'll see, but I'm not putting bets on it. I think in general the likely winner here is probably going to be Winchun. Winchun has the third highest swim stat, so that immediately gives them a boost. And they're a crawl strat, so they get to take the advantage of the consistency. And their flat stat's going to help them out in skipping portions, like meaningful chunks of the water section. So yeah, I'm personally going to give my prediction that it's going to be a Winchun victory, but it's entirely possible that Later could pull off an upset. And let's see how much time we got left in that prediction. Should be good. Should be fine. We just let all the preamble play out, and it should be all good. Have to do any scene switching, which is nice, because that only had one map left this round. All right. Time to begin. Who will win? Let's see. Will the consistency of either Winchun or Palpatine take it, or will Later's strong swim and strong run be able to pull it off? Very important. Of course, Them is falling behind. This is really not that surprising. There we go. Okay, Later off to a solid start. This might actually look pretty good for Later right now. There we go, just going right into the water. Really depends how much air was Winchun able to get. Ooh, it's very close. Later is still a stronger swimmer than Winchun, so Later should be able to build up a solid gap right now. But the real question is it going to be enough of a gap that, say, when they hit the land, that like Winchun couldn't like capitalize on a trip or something? It looks like, yeah, both of them have gotten out of the water. It just depends here. Can Later keep it up? And it looks like Later might be able to have taken it. I think it is the case. Yes, Later has taken it. Let's go. All right. And meanwhile, yeah, Palpatine has already gotten there. And it's just up to Themp. Can Themp get a trip and pad their stats? Let's see. It does not look like it. All right. Man, not a lot of trips lately. We had some trips early on in the first few races, but not so much here. So, all right. Who won? Why, it was in fact Later. There we go. I think that means, yeah, Kenny gets 1.5k channel points. Congratulations. Meanwhile, we need to mark winners here. So that is Later's first win and the fourth last place that Themp has taken. So that's 7 races in total. We should have 3 remaining. Yes. Okay, cool. My calculations are correct. Okay. So Later has taken their first victory, and that means we get to go to a map featuring Later, which, from the ones we have remaining, are between Crab Pool and Lock Canyon. Let me go ahead. The other remaining one is Onyx, but Later is not on Onyx this round. So, let me swap here, and we will spin. See what happens. I believe, Kenny, if you do think you're going to bed, then don't worry. We can save predictions for, like, another stream when I don't start so late. Also doing more predictions when people are able to when we have maybe, like, say Onsel here, so Onsel can also take part in the predictions. All right, hold on. So Block Canyon is the one we are going to mark that. Boop. All right. Here we go. On Block Canyon. On Block Canyon, Later will be facing off against Block Canyon Later is facing off against Win Shun, Sponge, and Nathaniel. How exciting! Alright, do we want to do another prediction, or Kenny, you think you're just too tired? Yeah, completely fair. Especially since I'm not allowed to participate. Because I'm not allowed to participate in the predictions. It's not quite as fun if we don't have, like, a few people here. So, alright. I will yap. I will yap about who I think will win here. I think the one with the most likely chance of winning Block Canyon of this group is going to be Sponge. Sponge of these 4 has the highest power stat, like, by far, and their run stat isn't too bad. while later Nathaniel will be able to reach the wall before Sponge, I suspect that it may not be enough of a head start that Sponge can't, like, just barely overtake later. So we'll see. I think Winchun is most likely not going to be able to... Winchun may very likely take a last place here just because they are... they might be the weakest in power, but they're definitely the slowest of this group. Alright, let's begin. Is my prediction correct? We'll see. You'll definitely be first, but everyone very close in general. Later currently in the lead. No, but Sponge has taken it. Alright, there we go. That's what I was looking for. And Sponge has taken their first place placing. Meanwhile, couldn't really tell who was last, but yeah, kind of as I predicted, it is Winchun. No trips to be seen. We have Sponge's first place placing and Winchun taking their second last place. And that means we get the rare treat of going to a map based on Sponge. Which, I mean, there's only 2 in this round. And Sponge is on both of them, so I guess we gotta spin. All that remains is Crabpool and Onyx. So let's go ahead and spin. Will it be? Okay, I was gonna say, will it be the inevitability of Crabpool, or will we get something interesting like Onyx? And we did, in fact, get Onyx. Okay. This will be interesting. It has like 1 or 2 small swimming sections. It has the test. It has the box. It has the pits. But for the most part, it is a pretty running heavy map. And that'll matter for... that'll matter very much because Nathaniel is on this map. Yes, because, in fact, Sponge on Onyx will be going up against Pappleton, Nathaniel, and Winchun. Yep, so this will be interesting. This really comes down to the box parts, because if someone gets boxed, it could really make a difference. Like I think it's literally Nathaniel against the 3 Chao that have like the high intelligence stat. So, but Nathaniel is also the fastest here. But we have seen that it's not fast enough to completely. It's not fast enough to make them on even track with like interacting with the Jack in the Boxes. So yeah, we'll see. We will see how this goes. Honestly, here I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This is one where Pappleton has a real chance of getting last, which I would like to avoid, because if Pappleton can avoid getting last at all, that's a really good way to just snag a bonus level. This also, of course, being another heavy run map means we could see quite a few... Ooh, no boxing for them. And Nathaniel gets boxed. Oh no. Alright. Yeah. So after that, we could see quite a few trips. We come up to the one water section of Onyx. It looks like Nathaniel is back up. While Winshun currently in the lead. Nathaniel running up. Can they clear? Can they make up the difference? No, it does not look like it. So they will close the gap a fair bit, but not enough to overcome anyone just yet. While we were watching Sponge, Nathaniel just kind of running up, trying to catch him. Here we go. We are on to the quiz. Ooh, and this is a very easy one. Plenty of correct answers to go around. Yep, alright, it looks like everyone is walking towards the correct answer. Winshun and Nathaniel just basically neck and neck here. Alright, here we go. The important thing we gotta be watching right now is for trips. Now, we're really watching for trips from, Nathaniel, since we of course have the camera on Sponge, so. Oh, that is a trip. That is a trip from Nathaniel. Just putting them even further behind. But is going to buff their trip stat. Ooh, but Sponge is like, hey, I can get away with a trip too. Oh my. And Palpatine just barely in front. What's gonna happen though? Oh, both Palpatine and Winshun got pitted. What about? Ooh, Sponge completely avoids the pit, and Nathaniel gets pitted as well. Oh, and there we go. Palpatine actually. I was not expecting that, but Palpatine is able to take it. I think that partially comes down to, of the two crawling Chao, Winshun and Palpatine, Palpatine actually does have a slightly higher run stat, so they crawl a little bit faster, which is something I kind of mathed out when I was initially picking my levels for Palpatine. But alright. Let's go ahead and mark this. First off, we'll do the box test pitted. Everyone passed the test, so hooray for that. I think Nathaniel got boxed and pitted, so their total is now brought up to 3. Winshun only got pitted, so their level goes up to 2. Palpatine only got pitted, so their total also goes up to 2. Sponge passed the test, didn't get boxed, and actually avoided being pitted, so they are currently at 0 on that. Trips, we saw 1 trip from Nathaniel, putting them up to a total of 5. And while Sponge also got a trip, putting them up to a total of 3. Nathaniel, as a product of getting boxed and that trip, takes their second last place placing, while Palpatine is actually able to achieve their second win. So there we go. And now we go to the final map of round 1, which has Palpatine, Sponge, Later, and Nathaniel. So alright, we're just gonna get this one going. It's Crab Pool. Easiest prediction of my life. Highest swim stat wins in this scenario, and that's just gonna be Nathaniel. That's just how it is. And last place is most likely going to... Yeah, last place is going to go to Sponge because they have the lowest swim stat. crab pool, easiest prediction of my life. It's still good to have it as a part of the league. But boy oh boy is it such a formality. The only good thing about it is as the power level goes up, it gets done sooner. Give her some of the purely deterministic and have to kind of boring because the outcome is generally fixed. Yeah, pretty much. Especially just because there's no room for, like, surprise. There's no, like, equivalent of tripping in the water. It is a real bummer from that perspective. But, like, nothing you could really do. The only thing we could have here is, like, a fast-forward button. That's about it. And as we get further along into the league and power levels increase, that does mean that every Chao is at least going to be able to get through it a little bit faster. Unless someone trips 3 times in a row right out of the water, yeah. I don't think that's even possible necessarily. I think we have seen a trip once at the very beginning. Yeah, I think we've technically seen a trip at the very beginning, like, once. I think. But okay, there we go. Nathaniel taking their first win. And Sponge taking their second last place. Alright, that's already an interesting look. This is only round 1, but Nathaniel already not looking quite as dominant. This is still very early on, but right now, early on, no one's looking too dominant. Everyone has at least 1 win, and the current lead is them with 3. So, honestly, exciting stuff. Be interesting to see how this continues working out. Yeah, super rare for trips like Block Canyon for strike. Yeah, pretty much. Like that small running section in Block Canyon, it can happen, and it's super devastating when it does, but it's rare. Okay, but that is round 1 of the races. Now, go ahead and do... Been really liking the Season 2 meta so far. Lots of interesting ideas all proving their merit. Yeah, it's definitely nice to really see, because especially Season 2 is like everyone's opportunity to really push their niche, really try to do what they want to do, and really like focus in on like how they want to do it. You've got like Nathaniel doing like full swim and run. You got like Them, who's like doing a little bit of everything but mostly focusing on the run. You've got Palpatine, who's kind of a generalist, and you have Later, who's like who's also going hard on like swim and run, but not neglecting power. So it'll be interesting to see, especially like how those builds are like competing with each other, because especially now that we are moving to the dojo as well. Yeah, that's right. I totally forgot to mention Winchun. My bad. Yeah, Winchun being a fly swim crawler. And also Palpatine is a generalist, but has been neglecting run. But like, I intend on pushing run as well at some point. It's just, I think Palpatine is suffering right now just because I did a pretty decent investment into stamina early on, just because Palpatine's got an E in stamina, so I was like, oh, this is going to be important. The frustrating thing is how woefully underpowered stamina is proving to be, but it happens, you know? It's just how it goes. But okay, let's hop into the dojo. We're gonna do rounds 1 and 2. So to start. Here we go. So, to start off our dojo, we'll be seeing Win Chun versus them. This will be very interesting to see, since both these Chao are not able to deliver too much like actual damage to each other, and Win Chun is relatively slow, but that very high fly stat could give them the opportunity to dodge a lot of hits coming from them, who is very fast. Them also a bit of a glass cannon due to having a pretty lackluster defense in their swim stat. There we go, a dodge from Win Chun already. Win Chun also having the high intelligence stat means they can hold on to a lot of their zeal, but them retaliating with a dodge of their own, currently having a lead on Win Chun in the health department. Oh dear, Win Chun getting pulled up to the ropes here. Oh, but a second dodge from Win Chun means Step is going to have to get some zeal back. Ooh, but Win Chun a little slow on capitalizing on it, them able to get most of their zeal back. There we go, Win Chun with a hit and a third dodge, but still up to the ledge. Oh, Win Chun definitely a scary position still. Ooh. There we go, what's gonna happen? Oh no! Oh, it was so close. It was so close, but I think that's the power of the speed for you. Win Chun just not able to move quite fast enough, and Themp able to just slowly push Win Chun out. Oh boy, that was an intense match. Let's go ahead and record what we have on that end. Themp pulling out a surprise win, handing a loss to Win Chun, who was able to pull off a total of 3 dodges that round. Unfortunately, yeah, 3 dodges though, very strong. Definitely kind of showing promise for that fly stat. Meanwhile, Themp with a dodge of their own. But yeah, Themp taking a ring out win. Yeah, excellent. And Win Chun facing a ring out loss, which could still be relevant if the all by decision award comes into play. Like, me a nice way to get bonus points in the dojo. Yeah, definitely. I think so. It definitely seems like a solid option to try and like just go for those dodges. Like, it might buy you some victories here or there. But worst case scenario, it puts you in the running for like the dodge point. Okay, let's move on. Second round, or second match. Second match of round 1 is going to be Sponge. Sponge versus Palpatine. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I think Palpatine wins this. The only thing that could turn out poorly for Palpatine here is the speed difference, but Sponge isn't that much faster than Palpatine. I think one more dodge will seal before Win Chun. Yeah, I think so. Because both Chao were very far down in Zeal. There was 10 seconds left. You both would have run, or like, them would have run out of Zeal and had to wait. Oh my. Sponge actually getting a good amount of damage in, but oh my god. Palpatine just rinsing through Sponge's health here. Doesn't look like we're seeing any dodges here, but that's fine. Papelton just says, "Get out of here!" and slaps the ever-living hell out of Sponge. Alright, hold on. Let me mark that. Hamilton with a win. Sponge with a loss. No dodges to report from what I can see. God damn, yeah. I pulled up that power-up punch. I was like, whoa. Getting ready to do the Gamu no Pistol. Just smash. Just smash Sponge's face right in. Okay, that very fast round. Very fast round. For our next one, though, this could be very interesting. It's going to be Later versus Nathaniel. We'll see. These two look pretty competitive on both their defense and their speed. Later definitely has the advantage on the ability to actually deal damage. Let's see, yeah, there we go. They come right up, and Nathaniel's speed winning out. Exactly what their fly stats are. I think Nathaniel does have a higher fly stat than Later. But this very much could just end up being this. Just punch after punch after punch after punch, and it really just comes down to who can get that final punch before time runs out. A dodge would also come into clutch. A dodge would also be a major turning point here. Speaking of Later with a dodge, means Nathaniel needs a Zeal Pep up, and Later able to act on it, but also needing a Zeal Pep up themselves. Ooh, but Nathaniel was kind of dragging their feet there, and Later was able to get all the way back up to full. Ooh! Oh, I tried getting Nathaniel back some of their Zeal, but it was not quite enough. Oh my god, Later not giving Nathaniel a second to rest. Oh my gosh, and time is running out. Is it going to be it? Is Later going to take it? They are. Later with the win. That one dodge really mattering because it dealt just a big blow to Nathaniel's Zeal, and Nathaniel just not able to get it back. Anytime I was trying to mash as fast as I could, but every time Nathaniel sat down, that was when Later was ready to just walk up and get a hit in. So, all right. Later with their first win, Nathaniel with their first loss, and Later pulling off a dodge. Let's see. It was a timeout victory, so we are going to mark that. But okay. We will do round 2 of the dojo as well. And round 2... round 2 kicks off with Nathaniel returning for a fight against Themp. We'll see how this goes. Themp is definitely lacking in the defense department, so Nathaniel's hits may be able to do a bit more. But Themp is a good bit faster. And has a much higher fly stat, so it really kind of depends. Ooh, yeah, they were both able to just kind of trade blows there. If Themp can pull off a couple of dodges, this would be really strong. But there we go, a single hit from Nathaniel, definitely mattering a lot more. must have been a crit though that Nathaniel got. Which is still really strong. But the damage each Chao is able to deal to each other. Ooh, a dodge from Them. There we go. Well, Nathaniel gaining some zeal. Them interrupting before getting back to full, but now them also in desperate need of some zeal, but not able to get much meter back. Ooh! Nathaniel moving a little bit faster. Oh, this is really bad. Them is getting one hit off. Is gonna need... Yeah, there we go. Ooh! Them down to one hit. Oh, but Them survives? Them surviving on like 1 HP to take it to a timeout. So while they may have lost, they do get a very useful they do get some very useful progress towards the timeout awards. There's no yellow. There's no yellow, but Themp was still moving. Themp had, like, no bar, but still was running up on Nathaniel. So it actually is a timeout. It's crazy, I know. The fuck is this? I know, right? Hey, that's... great. To be honest, that still works out for Nathaniel because that means Nathaniel gets a timeout win and they already have a timeout loss. So they just need one more match to go to timeout and they get the timeout award for themselves. Plus they take a win. So Themp and Nathaniel are both now 1-1. It's definitely crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Themp was dead, was donezo. But that's not what happened. Themp just got down like... Themp was like a D&D character. Like, hit down to 0, but not down to -10. So not true death. And just being like, I didn't hear no bell. We'll come, we ain't done here. Alright, moving on to the next round. Ooh, this will be an interesting match to see. We have Appleton facing off against Win Chun. These two definitely not that fast of Chao, so we won't see anyone really overwhelming people. Yeah, won't really see any Chao overwhelming each other to the side, but Win Chun with their high fly could very much start just kind of running around Palpatine a good bit. These also are two intelligent Chao, which means their zeal is going to stay strong. And there we go. Oh, Palpatine already with a dodge, though. Showing that their investment in flight also worked out pretty well. But Wing Chun also doing it. Oh, that would have been crazy if we had just had a dodge off. Oh, but a second dodge from Wing Chun. Jeez. Palpatine not able to answer back. Running real low on that zeal. A third dodge from Win Chun means Palpatine is desperately in need of getting some zeal back. We were able to get a good chunk of it back, but not quite up to full. What we see, alright, hit. There's Palpatine's power coming through. It's now an even game, despite Win Chun's 3 dodges. Oh, Win Chun needing a pep up right there is rough. As now Palpatine is able to take a lead. Oh, but that's a fourth dodge from Win Chun. We're going to see 10 seconds remain. Palpatine needing a pep up here. Oh, what happened? How close is it? Palpatine just barely able to take it ahead. Oh my god, and that was 4 dodges from Win Chun and 1 dodge from Palpatine. Alright, that's important to show. Win Chun with their 4 dodges in that round puts them up to a total of 7. 7 dodges, meanwhile Palpatine getting their first dodge. Their second win so far, while Win Chun unfortunately does take their second loss. However, this one is a loss by timeout. Palpatine taking their win by timeout. Just gonna lose everything, yet no one is gonna catch my dodges. Yeah, I know, right? That was 4 dodges in a single match. Like, there's still plenty of dojo to go, but that's insane. That's a crazy amount of dodges. Okay. Honestly, this has already been a very exciting dojo experience to see just the wide variety of like fighting styles really starting to matter. That was something I was worried about with say like Palpatine. Palpatine has high power, but going up against some of these Chao with like very high defense stats. But it looks like it still was able to make a difference. Okay. The final match of round 2 will be Sponge versus Later. So we'll see. I'm gonna be honest, I think Later has this. Power equals Swift Barrier and Stamina. Yeah. We really just have to see how that works out. Because ultimately, like, having that low stamina means your health pool is, like, very low. Oh my, yeah. They are doing a good chunk of damage to Sponge off a single hit. Yeah, that looks like it might have been, like, a crit or something, because the follow-up hit, not quite as strong. Well, yeah, they're really just pushing at each other. Oh, Sponge winning out on that little speed-off fight. Ooh, yeah, Sponge interrupting another hit. Oh, but it's not mattering too much. Sponge just taking way too much damage for this to matter. Oh, that was a tie on the hit. Okay. Oh, jeez. Yep, there we go. Later, taking a ring out. Let's see. No dodges from what I could tell. Yeah, no dodges from what I saw. But a ring out victory for Later is huge. A ring out victory and a ring out... Or, oops, I did that wrong. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alright, I've fixed it. There we go. Okay. So yeah, no dodges from what I saw. Later has gained themselves a ring out win. Meanwhile, Sponge has unfortunately suffered a ring out loss, which because they just got RKO'd by Palpatine in the first round, doesn't really mean much for them. Sadly, because now there's no shot it can work towards the All by Decision award. But that's just how it goes. Meanwhile, Sponge takes their second loss, and Later their second victory. Meaning, at this midpoint, at this middle point in the season, or this middle point in the seasonal half, we have 2 undefeated Chao and 2 winless Chao, but Sponge hasn't faced everyone yet, so we'll see. All right. Let's see. I think as far as where we want to go in this session, I say we do the races part of round 2. I don't know. We'll start on round 2 for the racing portion and just kind of see where we are, see where the energy levels are, since I did start late. Also, just gotta remember this. I got a little bit more work on the chalk drawing done. On the chalk drawing that Kenny gave me to draw all the Sonic Heroes, which was very irritating to do. I'm not too irritating. I'm being a little hyperbolic here, but I've got like good chunk. I have an idea. I have an idea of how I'm laying it out. So it works, I think. We'll go over it. I'll continue to work more on it off stream, you know. It'll be fine. But all right. Okay, let's go ahead, jump back to our wheel, and decide on our starting race for round 2. Ooh. Is it gonna stay? Yes. It's gonna be Topaz. Alright. Okay. So, for our first race on Topaz, we're going to have Sponge going up against Appleton, Later, and Nathaniel. I'll be honest, I think this is definitely Nathaniel's opportunity to start padding their stats. I mean, Later is also a contender here. Later is a contender here. Appleton's best opportunity will be at the getting a big lead early, just because of the small climbing section we have in Topaz. But yeah, I think in general I'm thinking Nathaniel takes this. I think this is Nathaniel's opportunity to start showing off in the wins department. But we'll see. Anything can happen. Alright, let's begin. Early on, oh my god, Later already taking a trip. That's going to be rough for them. Wow, Nathaniel already into the water. just can't see. We can't see. Oh, well, I see. See you later. There we go. Okay. Palpatine has now passed Sponge and about to pass Nathaniel. All right, can they get up to the top of this with enough space to a good amount of distance? Well, with that pathing, probably not. I don't know. Actually, maybe. Just fly. Yeah, I think. Ooh. Sponge and Nathaniel, Sponge and Palpatine were able to make like, a good amount of lead that Nathaniel had to keep up on, but wasn't quite enough given Nathaniel's incredible swim. Now, unless we see a trip from Nathaniel here, yeah, no, I think this is definitely Nathaniel's to win. The real question will be, with how far behind Later is currently, can Sponge or Palpatine get to the end of Crab Pool before Later? I think we're starting to have, looking at the mini-map, I think we're starting to have our answer. As yeah, Later has just passed Sponge. Looks like we'll very soon be passing Palpatine. Yeah, look at that, just zooming through. All right, I think that means Sponge is immediately going to be relegated to last place here. Yep, and Nathaniel has just zoomed their way to the first place. No other trips from Later means Later takes a second. Oh, you know what? Sponge doing it right. Sponge getting a trip there at the very end. Sponge being like, I would last anyway, let's pad our stats. It's going to be very good for Sponge as that puts them now one trip away from being tied with Nathaniel's current number. Later puts himself up to 3. And here we go. Nathaniel now on their second win. And Sponge taking their third last place placing. And now we go to a Nathaniel map. Let's see, where do we have Nathaniel? Okay. Alright, round 2, Nathaniel's not actually on that many. Nathaniel is on Mushroom Forest. Yeah, it's Mushroom Forest, Aquamarine, Garnet, and Onyx? Okay. Yeah, okay, so round 2 is actually not that much. It doesn't have that much participation from Nathaniel. It looks like Nathaniel is gonna be heavy participation in round 3. Yeah, I'm just looking at it all, yeah. So that means we're going to have to spin for the field that Nathaniel is on, which is going to be Mushroom Forest, Aquamarine, Garnet, and Onyx. So like 4 options. I need to make sure I remember which ones those are. There we go. Okay. We got this. We got this. All right. Let's spin it. Where will Nathaniel take us next? Ooh, it's Aquamarine. Okay. All right, and on Aquamarine, we have some things. Okay. On Aquamarine, Nathaniel will face off against Winchun, Sponge, and Leader. Well, congratulations on your last place, Sponge. Good job. But this will be interesting. I think in this circumstance, Nathaniel is going to be favored. But yeah, I think Nathaniel's going to be favored, but it's not a guarantee. Since trips can happen, Winshot is still relatively competitive on swim, and Leader is definitely competitive on swim. So it really depends on Leader and Nathaniel being able to stay on their feet to avoid just the encroaching inevitability that is Winshot. That's kind of it. Meanwhile, yeah, Sponge has already been thrust into 4th place. Yep, here we go. We are approaching the crab pool. Looks like no trips so far. Yes, okay, every dot is still moving. Here we go. Already off into the crab pool, Nathaniel will continue to build their lead, and even if they trip, it's probably not going to make a difference. Which is why Nathaniel needs to start tripping for stats. Do it! You gotta keep your trip stats. You gotta do it. Nathaniel's gotta do it. For the numbers, for the bonus levels. That's what they gotta do. Even Later has, actually, yeah, Later and, Winshot are, like, pretty close. I think that comes down to, I think that's Winshot's, fly putting in the work, kind of able to, close the gap that was between, them and Later. And now we're just sitting here waiting. Will Sponge do it again? Will Sponge be able to trip for stats? Does not look like it. No. Okay. So, no trips that race. Nathaniel taking their second win, putting them up to a total of 3. Meanwhile, Sponge taking another last place, putting them tied with Themk. So, okay, that means we have to spin again. Oh, shoot, what was it? There's only 3 remaining. Only 3 remaining now. It's, Mushroom Forest. Garnet Onyx. Okay, Mushroom Forest, Garnet Onyx. Alright, let's do it. It's gonna tick over to Onyx. Okay. Let's go. So on Onyx, enough dilly-dallying. On Onyx, Nathaniel will face off against two of the same opponents, as they just did, Winchun and later. The only difference is they will be fighting Themk as well. So, alright, this will be interesting. Winchun, the smartest, has the highest intelligence buff of these three racers, which is going to be a big boost to them. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean on Winchun probably winning this one. Later could definitely be solid as well, just kind of their all-rounder status in that sense. We do have the small swim section. It also really depends on who gets boxed. Who gets boxed. Getting tested doesn't happen too often unless they're in like a awful bad luck situation like Themk was. And there's also pitting. If someone doesn't get pitted or whatever. Oh, we also have a new follow. I'm sorry, I completely missed that. Hello, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the Chao races. Hope you don't mind my stuffy nose. It bothers me. Alright. Here we go. At the boxes. Winchun avoids getting pitted. And everyone avoids getting, not pitted, boxed. Everyone avoids getting boxed. Later, already off to another trip. Great job, Later. Oh, I forgot to report Later's. No, I didn't forget to report Later's trip from Toadhouse. Slater had previously been at 2 and went up to 3. Here we go. Alright. Nathaniel taking a bit of a lead on Winchun here as we go into the test. Oh yeah, this one should be perfectly passable by everyone. Okay, yeah, that was correct. Dang, looks like Nathaniel and Winchun gonna be getting out of the exam about the same time. Winchun with a little bit of a lead. So here it will come down to pathing and whether or not Nathaniel trips it. As right now, Nathaniel got a very solid lead. Going for some decent pathing. Yeah, just way out in the lead right now. Oh, and I see Winchun taking some pretty bad pathing. That is very unfortunate. And, alright, yep. Kind of typical. Nathaniel is going to get pitted. Yep, okay, yeah. Everyone got pitted. Okay. Yep, not too surprising. And honestly, a very close contest. A very close contest. Winchun at least still able to take a second place, which is pretty respectable. Still pretty respectable. Meanwhile, Themp taking their 5th last place placing. Nathaniel does get to claim their 4th win, which does put them ahead. And then as far as trips goes, Later took a trip, so that puts him at 4, within spitting distance of the most trips right now. Oh, I also need to do the box test pitted bit. That is up to 4, Later up to 1. Nathaniel up to 4, Winchun up to 3. There we go. Okay. So Nathaniel has won once again, which means we gotta go to a Nathaniel map, which all that remains of Nathaniel maps are between Garnet and Mushroom Forest for the second round. So let's see. Okay. We got this. Let's go. Ba, 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 ba. Are we gonna land? Ooh, nope. It's taking over to Mushroom Forest. Okay. Let's go ahead and see. Let's flip over to here, and I will look at Nathaniel's opponents on Mushroom Forest are. Okay. Alright, cool. This one gonna be interesting. Nathaniel is facing off against Sponge, Pappleton, and Them. Okay. This will be interesting. I think Themp is going to be favored here. Definitely. Themp is just the fastest runner overall. So this will really matter on trips. This is definitely, I think, this very much is the highest risk for Pappleton taking their first last place. Which will be a bummer for their for like management of like bonus awards. But if it happens, it happens. It's just how it goes. Definitely the thing is a single trip from Sponge could save Pappleton from the last place, which is something that Themp doesn't really want to see, because Themp is in the running for most last places. We'll see. We're about halfway through. No trips so far. It could very well be Pappleton's first last place. It's definitely another win for, it's definitely another win for them. As they just rush to the finish line. Okay. A little bit of a bummer for Pappleton. Now the only Chao with no last places is actually later right now. That'll be interesting to see. Later has been kind of like, kind of so-so on. They've been very middle of the pack, so not having a last place is actually really big. Meanwhile, Themp has taken a win, making them tied for most wins currently. No trips overall, so I think that's it on the stats we have to report. And now we get to go to a Themp map. Which will be I gotta make sure. Okay, cool. I'm right. Okay. So, Themp's remaining maps are Crab Pool, Lock Canyon, Peridot, Garnet. Yeah, so everything minus Duck Valley and Diamond, basically. Yep, that should be correct. Alright. Well, let's hop to it. be interesting. Ooh, we are going to Peridot. Okay. This will be interesting. This is definitely an opportunity for them to try and gain a bit of a lead in the most wins category, especially since for this second round, we've gone through basically all of Nathaniel's participating races. There's just like one left for Nathaniel to work on. And it's not one that they're best suited for, since it's the since it is Garnet that Nathaniel has to fight through. But for now, we're focused on Peridot. And this time on Peridot, it'll be them going up against Pappleton later and Wing-Shun. Okay. Alright, this one should be interesting. Later definitely has a fighting chance. It really depends on some pathing decisions the Chao make, as well as their trip chance. The slow but steady duo of Pappleton and Wing-Shun definitely just going to be ready to capitalize on any mistakes these Chao make. But I'm definitely leaning towards them being the victor on this one. Yep, here we go. I think if Pappleton wants to avoid another last place, it's really going to have to focus on good pathing to beat Wing-Shun. Which they're already off to a rough start, as Pappleton has put themselves in a very awful pathing position going into that first turn. Yeah, look at that. Pappleton already like way behind Wing-Shun just into this first turn. Meanwhile, no trips from either of our two running competitors here. Oh my goodness, come on, Pappleton. Gotta do this. Pappleton kind of closing the gap on Wing-Shun. We'll have to see. Wing-Shun going to let's see, it really depends. If Pappleton can make a good pathing decision, no. Pappleton takes the absolute worst pathing decision, and that means Pappleton is going to take another last place. That is certainly a bummer. Meanwhile, them able to secure another victory. There we go. All right. Yep. Okay. I think that is accurate. All right. Them definitely being all over the place here with 5 last place placings and 5 wins so far. Which honestly, kind of cool. I like it. Okay, let's go back to our remaining... Oh, cool, I hadn't readjusted the map, or the wheel anyway, so... We get to jump right back into here for our next map featuring... Themk is going to be on Crab Pool. That's just going to be another last place for Themk. Congratulations. Awesome. Okay, well. I think I can put these back now. Alright. Here we go. So, on Crab Pool, that will be up against Spawn, Pappleton, and Winchun. Yep, okay. While this one's a little bit more interesting, it's a clear Winchun victory. It's a clear Winchun victory. Themk is going to take last just because they have the lowest swim stat. It's just how it is. It's Crab Pool. What can you do? So I'm just going to go ahead and give Winchun their third win. Them their sixth last place placing, which is still really solid. I think that's very much what Themp wants to be seeing. Honestly, I think in that case, like, Themp is in that actually pretty good spot where they're not middle of the pack too often. They're either winning or they're losing. And that could work out really well for them in the like end of half bonuses. Now, if that pattern maintains all the way to the playoffs, that might matter less because we have like a pointed system of placings. But for the season, it's really strong. The season's definitely benefit results like that. There we go. Yep. All right. I updated it. Winchun is now at 3 wins, and Themp is at 6 last place placings. And that means Winchun gets to take over. And Winchun is on Stump Valley, Block Canyon. Literally all the remaining ones. Excellent. I don't have to change anything. Alright, here we go. Oh, we gotta stay on Block Canyon? We are. Okay. Here it is. We're going to Block Canyon. Let's go. So, on Block Canyon. On Block Canyon, Winchun will be facing off against Sponge, Pappleton, and Sponge, Pappleton, and Themk. There we go. Yes. Okay. Woo. Let's do this. All right, it's Pappleton's time to shine. You know, let's start patting those numbers, baby. Also, we need to start handing some L's to later. Otherwise, later's in a really good spot to just get the least last place award. But look at that. Yeah, Winchun very much behind. Yeah, while Themp may have been able to get to the wall faster than anyone, there was no way Themp was going to be able to outclimb either Pappleton or Sponge. It's alright. No trips. From what I observed, Pappleton takes their 3rd win, and Winchun will take their 3rd loss. Alright. And so, Pappleton has won that, which means We've only got 3 maps to go. Which ones are Pebbleton on? Stump Valley and Diamond. Okay, so Garden's the only one Pebbleton's not on. Ooh, that'll make that one interesting. Ah, okay. Okay. All right, let's go. It's going to be between Stump Valley and Diamond for Pebbleton. And Diamond it is. Okay. Sweet. So, on Diamond, Pebbleton will be going up against... Oh, I see another pairing that appears again. Oh well, we haven't seen the pairing just yet. This is the first time we've seen it. Pebbleton is going up against Sponge, Later, and Windshun. There we go. Sponge, Later, and Windshun. Alright. Predictions. I think Windshun's got it. I think. Diamond can always throw a ton of curveballs at you, so we'll see, but I believe in Windshun. I believe in the power of that fly. But I trust that Pebbleton will put in work. I do not have much expectations for Sponge. Sponge is smart though. Ooh. Pebbleton, Sponge, and Later all get boxed. Meanwhile, Windshun off to a commanding lead. Yep, I think that basically seals it. I think this is definitely a deficit Later can come back from, which means this will most likely be a Sponge last place, but any chance Later had of winning, most likely not happening. From the docks, yep. Windshun already off the move, on the move. Pebbleton getting stuck for like a quarter of a second on that tree was kind of rough. Ooh, and a trip from Sponge. You know what? That's fine. Stat padding. I like it. I like it, Sponge. Keep doing it. So long as those bonus levels go to something actually impactful. I kind of want Sponge to be a legit competitor compared to what Chat was. Not that I disliked what Chat was, but for the sake of having a fun competitive environment. Oh my, and Later has gotten past Pebbleton, especially with that little bit of pathing, though intelligence means Pebbleton able to make up a bit for it here in the test. And this test is going to be super easy. This is not a hard test at all. Jeez, look how far Windshun is! The power of just not getting boxed. Ooh, but a trip for later. Alright. Oh, okay. Later blended in. Another trip from Sponge, okay. I couldn't see later because they're blue. They blended in with the blue ground. Okay. Here we go. We're getting into the water, and yeah, that's definitely not enough of a head start for later to be, or for Pappleton to beat out later. But it's not too bad. And that trip definitely helped. Definitely helped Pappleton. I mean, Pappleton is most likely just going to be in third place, so it's not that big a deal, but you know, be in the middle of the pack. Alright, I haven't even needed to, like, pay attention to what Winchun's doing. Winchun is just so incredibly far ahead that it doesn't matter. Yeah, they got pitted. Good to know. I'll scribble that down, but that's about all that matters here. Hittings for later and Pappleton. And no pitting for Sponge. Okay. Easy win. So easy. Alright, let's go ahead and mark these stats. We had 2 trips from Sponge, putting them up to a total of 6. Later trip, once putting them up to a total of 5. Let's see. Sponge got boxed. Yeah, Sponge got boxed. Later got boxed. So that was the first time Sponge has had anything in the box test pitted category right now. And Pappleton got boxed, putting... And then everyone but Sponge got pitted. So Winchun's at 4 for that. Later's at 3 for that. And Pappleton is at 4 for that. Yep, okay. So right now we got a 4-way tie for the box test pitted category. And then as far as wins go, Winchun is now up to 4. Sponge is up to 5 last place placings. Just 1 behind Themk. So alright, yeah, that's Winchun. Let's see, how many races do we have left? We literally only have 2 remaining. Yes, it's Stump Valley and Garnet. Winchun's on both of them, so let's hop to it. All right, we go into Garnet. Ooh, this one's gonna be interesting. Garnet will be a very interesting map because Pappleton's not on this this Garnet. This Garnet will feature Winchun going up against Nathaniel, Sponge, and Themk. This will be interesting. Most of these Chao are nothing to write home about in the power department. Sponge is actually the highest power of these 4. Which is not saying too much, but it is saying something. So, we'll see. This is going to be hard to predict, I'm going to be honest. So anything can happen. Trips could be brutal. Nathaniel and Winchun could outcompete Sponge in any number of other ways, and Sponge's power advantage just might not be enough. As we see there, them already off to a good lead, but they're definitely about to lose it as a result of their poor swim. Meanwhile, Winchun going from last quickly to first. But the real question, Sponge has been able to take second. It was very close, but not able to pull out first. Right there. Oh, and Winchun and Sponge getting held up just slightly by trees they weren't intending on going for. Don't know if that matters, but it could. There we go. Alright, it is real close. Sponge actually does have a little bit of a lead. If they can maintain that by the time they hit the wall, that could really matter. Meanwhile, Winchun's lack of speed definitely costing them a little bit here. But they are in a good position to take an inside route and avoid the last place. It doesn't look like Sponge is actually able to get too much of a run, but a trip from Nathaniel here at the very end is going to cost them dearly. Oh, and that was a second. Yep, that was a second trip. You know what? That I can respect. You're gonna get last place anyway? Get those trips. Get those trips in. There we go. Sponge actually taking a win. Let's go, Sponge. That does put them up to 2, which means Later is in the lead for least wins and least last places right now. Worst place for Nathaniel to trip. Yes. That was definitely the worst place for Nathaniel to trip. But after doing it once, getting a second one in is honestly the right move. Because that does put Nathaniel at 7 trips right now, which puts them in the lead for most trips at the moment. Let's see, yeah, Sponge getting 2 wins. Nathaniel, that is their 3rd last place placing. Yeah, definitely rough, though. I think without those trips and good luck on the pathing, I think Nathaniel would have been able to take it. But, 'tis what happens. That was honestly that was a really fun race, though. It was a lot of back and forth. Like, every Chao was in the lead at some point, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure Nathaniel, right before the Block Canyon wall, was able to get first place. Like, a little bit. So yeah, I think Garnet is possibly one of my favorite maps here. I really like Topaz, I just don't care for how polarizing Crab Pool is. But yeah. Okay, yeah, there was one map remaining in round 2. And that's going to be Stump Valley. Which Sponge is on, and Sponge will be facing off against Pappleton, Later, and Winchun. Alright, Sponge. Let's see what's a happen with you. races are always more interesting. Yeah, that's very true. I think of the beginner races, of the 4 beginner races, Stump Valley is definitely the most interesting. Because the other ones are basically just very simple. Yeah, the other ones are just very simple challenges. Crab Pool definitely the most deterministic and most boring in that sense. Block Hidden, the shortest. There's still a chance 4 trips to occur. And Run you can train your run enough to equal out a disadvantage in power. We've seen that at least once in the original Chao League happen. And Mushroom Forest is just a mad dash, like just a 100-meter dash, and if you trip, you're fucked. You're done. So you trip, you're dead. All right, Stump Valley. Let's see what happens. Alright. Already off to a start. Which on the last that is going to change very quickly. Yep. Holy shit. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh, it tripped the sponge right out of the gate. No. That was the opportunity to handle last place to later potentially, but nope. Sponge right after getting over the summit, just done. Bam. Get fricked, yeah. Holy crap. This is of the basic ones, the one supposed to favor fly, so it kind of makes sense, but oh my god, literally just flew in to like halfway up the thing and just went, yeah, I'm here now. Holy cow, dang. All right. Let's see. I'll do the trips real quick. Sponge with 1 trip puts them at 7, so they are currently tied for most trips with Nathaniel. This was their 6th last place, so they're tied with Themk. You better start throwing, Themk. And meanwhile, Win Chun takes their 5th win, being tied with Themk. This is a really cool stat spread. Alright, the important question is, do we have... It's like 11:30 my time. Do we have the energy to continue? Do we want to try to finish out the entire first half of Season 2? Because we have 3 more rounds of the dojo to go and then 1 more round of races. Or we could stop now and save the remaining dojo rounds and the final round of races for another night. Save it for like Wednesday or something. I'm honestly, just because I'm honestly plenty of energy, so if we like, if we're quick about it, and because we're not doing predictions, because Kenny already had to go to sleep, we could just finish this out, and then we're good, and then we just gotta like hand out bonus levels and do that. My only worry is I do have work. So we could just save this for another night. I'm also only halfway done with my beverage. Fly's definitely shown some maps are really good for it. Yes. It's definitely shown a lot of promise. There was like one of the maps, I think it was Aquamarine, we saw it even has some promise on the maps that have Crab Pool but are not Crab Pool. Because what was it? Like, Nathaniel easily won it, but um, Later and Win Chun, who aren't that far apart in swim, but Later did have a good head start going into Crab Pool over Win Chun. Win Chun had was only behind by like a little bit, and I can only assume that's from like distance Win Chun made up, like just flying into Crab Pool. But yeah, what do you think? What are y'all's energy levels looking at? We'll go ahead and pull up the monitor here, and we can look at the current stats. We can also look at the stat block here. Oh, I need to find where the heck's the zoom button. This works. Oh, maybe a little too much. Yeah, so this was everyone's stats going into it. I am slacking and haven't put this this stat block on the Discord. I'll definitely do that after I'll definitely do that after stream, no matter what. Get that up, but this kind of explains everyone's position. Paddleton was by far and away just the strongest power with a 461 compared to all these. It's not great. That 905 fly definitely showing some promise, showing its value. Well, Anzo has legitimately gotten a lot out of this out of the run. It's actually showing a pretty interesting strat of just like being really good in run, really bad in swim, meaning you get a lot of last places, but you also are able to get a lot of firsts. I think the only thing is, like, them could have more last places if they had better power. But based off their stat ranks, not really incentivized to do that. So actually going for having, I think, yeah, that is the second highest fly. Having the second highest fly is really not a bad decision, because it does help out. And then if we go down to here, I'll zoom in a little. Currently, this is the... Zoom in more. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, this is what we have for everything. So Later right now is in a really good position to get both the least wins and least last place award, which would be very interesting to see. Currently Sponge in a position to easily get the least box attested award, and we just have a 4-way tie on the most box attested right now. So, and Nathaniel's still in the running for most wins. Nathaniel's going to be in a lot of races in round 3. But right now, they're really trying to fight for that most trips. They're really fighting for most trips. Like, Later's not too far behind, and Themp is definitely, like... Themp is chilling. Themp has... I think that's also why Themp is doing pretty solid here. Having a tie for most wins and most last places is just this lack of trips really helping out that win stat. And then we move over to the dojo. kind of hard for everyone to see because the names aren't over here, but it's like Papleton, Themk, Later, Nathaniel, Winshun, and Sponge. So this Fly definitely showing its use here in the dojo with all those dodges. All of them. Oh my god. Meanwhile, we got some ring outs, which are definitely going to help. Quite possibly, if things go Later's way and they are able to like maintain the wins and last places they have currently, they could be in a position for like a really good grab for like bonus levels. Thinking one round Winchun has more dodges than anyone in any season. That might be true. That might be true. I don't have the spreadsheet from the first Chao League open right now, so I can't look. But yeah, I think that was technically across 2 rounds. But if we look just back here from season 1, the most we had was Themp getting 9, and that was across the 5 matches they played in the round robin. Winchun is 2 away from that, and Winchun's only played 2 rounds. Winchun has only had 2 matches. So that's nuts. That's crazy. And honestly, just fun. That's just fun to see. It is definitely nice. I was really worried. Like, Nathaniel is definitely showing some dominance, but it's competitive. So, like, it's still competitive. I think I made the right decision of, like, we decided to, like, cap the number of bonus levels you can get at 6. I think if Nathaniel had been allowed to use all 9, that definitely would have been a problem. But right now, everything's, like, really kind of cool. Everything's working well. We have one more round. We have one more racing round, so things could shift, or they could stay the course. We'll see. But I'll be happy if, like, if we, like, don't see, like, clear, like, pack leaders. If, like, by season 2 we're already seeing, like, highly competitive fields, that seems really cool. That's definitely what I love to see. Cause as funny as Thembo domination was, it was also kind of frustrating. Or it was a bummer to see, I guess is the way I could put it. It was a bummer because it just meant that, like, really the only issue with it was that the build was so strong at lower power levels, and I wasn't powering the field up enough in between seasons. So this really, really strong build, Swim seems to drop off around season 1 with the current structure. Yeah, I think so. Like, it's still really, really strong, but it's not everything. It's not, like... Swim and crawl. Oh, definitely, yeah. Which I think is good. I think that's fine. I like keeping season 1 where a swim crawl strat can be really, really strong. I think the best way to approach it would be to have the power level... If we can find the right range of power in season 1 where, like, it's really, really strong but not unbeatable, and then and then like it's still somewhat viable, because here it's still somewhat viable in season 2, and then by season 3 it's like, okay, you better have just been like saving up with, you better have been investing into all your other stuff, because you need to dump into run now. It's kind of how it is, because that's the way I'm looking at like Pappleton right now is I'm going to need to dump into run at some point. When? We'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah. Also, I think I've pretty much made my decision that it's like we're going to save the rest of this for we'll save the rest of this half of the season for another stream. Which is why we've just been talking, like, theory and stuff. Which is fine, because then, like, we like, open it, like, next stream, and then we, like, jump to something else. And it's all chill. It's all good. So, I'm definitely down for that. Could also work around, because I do literally need to restream the end of Song Generations, or Shadow Generations, just because I messed up and lost the VOD. I definitely did that. That's a bummer. Trying to think if I have anything else to add. No, I need to figure it out. I'll be honest, I'm still dreading going back to Free Riders. Anytime I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're not ready. You're not ready. I'm just like, oh, I'm not ready. But I'm working on it. I need to dedicate more time to cardio. It's just hard. Because... My biggest focus, though, is doing squats. That's, like... Because after the free rider session, like, the following 2 days was just all in there. All in the stuff that, like, squats affect. So that's my top priority. I would love to get some, like, stronger arms at some point. Because that's always been the thing. My arm strength has always been ass. But it's not the most important for free riders. It's really not. But alright, let's hop back to here. Oh yeah, and I'll mention this again. I'll mention this again, like, later on when it becomes relevant, but for the season 2 to 3 jump, we're gonna make it a little bit interesting with the animals, because I'm gonna experiment with just removing the like tier classification. So basically, you can just use any 5 animals you want. Because I figured that should be fun. Because 5 animals, even if it's all just like the high tier stuff, you're not going to get like the most. It's not going to be the most impactful. It definitely makes Condor broke, I think. If you just want to go like 5 Condor and really just like get as much as you can out of Fly. Just get as much as you can out of Fly, and just get a free level in Swim. Like that's pretty solid. Because we're seeing now, like Fly is definitely showing that it like does have some use. It does have some use in the meta. And sadly, Stamina is just showing how for how we structure the league. Stamina is just not that useful. It's just not. Condor nerf definitely deserved. Yes, it it this season has definitely proven that the Condor nerf was in fact a good call. The real question will be how. The real question will be like also evaluating the other high tier animals. Because some of the other high tier animals are like okay, but not the most important. I feel like sometimes the like non high tier animals that just give 4 in something are like more valuable half the time. Like, there isn't too many animals that are, like, too many high-tier animals that are good for giving you levels in a row. Like, if you want to, like, get as many levels in a row as you want, it's, like, unicorns and rabbits. And cheetahs, but, like... Swim's not too bad, I think. Not too many of the high tiers really give that much in swim, except for, like, condors, which are nice. But other animals give more in swim. I guess the half-fish give more in swim. But, like, if you really wanted to, like, roll the dice and get as much as you can out of swim, you're better off just going with otters, which are like, regular tier. But anyway, yeah, so I think we will save the remaining dojo rounds and the remaining racing round for another stream. Either that'll be Wednesday or that might be like a Friday. We'll see. We'll see both on just how my schedule throughout the week ends up being, when I'm available, and all that. Yeah, I've also been putting in some work in getting just more stuff edited that I can put up on like the YouTube channel. And I honestly want to try to stream more just because now I'm actually starting to catch up in my VODs on my VODs channel, because I've been doing a good job at just daily upload of a VOD instead of like what I was doing, which was like sometimes I think one time I uploaded like 3 VODs in a day, and it was just like, you know what, it might just be better if I space this out, you know, properly. And it's kind of worked. It's nice. Does mean once I catch up, I have so many old VODs that have not been uploaded. And the only problem with them is that I don't have dates for like a good amount of them. And I'd really, if I could, like to be able to have dates on my VODs. So I think the only thing I can realistically do is I can look at how old the files are and try to make a guess from there. Because I've found some old VODs that I really definitely want to put on. But I just need to be able to, like, have a decent guess at how, so I don't, oh god, that sound is, like, really loud. I want to be able to decently guess what, guess how old those, streams are. Right. But yeah, legitimately, I think it's time for parking lot. I think it's time for the parking lot. Because that's kind of what we've been doing this whole time. We've just been parking lotting. Well, we were legitimately talking about stats. We were talking about about how the league is shaping out. I think overall, I'm I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy. I was kind of really worried that we'd have another Thembo situation, but no, everyone's kind of gone in their own direction, and it's been really working out. I'll definitely be interested in seeing how the bonus levels all shake out. From the from my end, as the fact that Pappleton is my Chao, I'm fearful that they won't get like nearly any bonus levels. I am a little concerned about that because they have gotten some last places. They've gotten too many first places to compete for that award, for the least wins award. They can't trip. They are in contention for box and tested, which is good. Now their existence in the dojo, that'll be interesting. I'll be honest, I'm almost considering, from a perspective of like, hey, I'm almost considering, what if I try to force crawl strat through season 3? I could try to force crawl strat through season 3, which is just going to hurt a lot. It means I get a lot of last places. But then going into season 4, because going 2 to 3, it'll be 20 levels, 5 animals, and then 3 to 4 is 30 levels, and I could use that as an opportunity to dump into run. It really depends. It's literally about a bet, though. It's betting on the idea that doing that guarantees me like most last places or something. Actually, it might be worth. I could literally just throw like a couple levels in a run into season 3, so I'm still running. So then I'm in contention for trips as well. Especially because I'd be moving slower, which is more opportunities for trips. Decisions. It's worth it because that's kind of what like Anzel is doing with the low swim right now. Low swim, high run is aiming for that like most last places by just having bad swim. Having the worst swim compared to everyone else is like a guarantee that you're going to be like in a bad shape there. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see. We'll have to see. We have the rest of this seasonal half, and then we have the entire second half of this season to make decisions there. It'll definitely be fun. Palpatine definitely needs to invest in Fly a bit more. I've been like kind of investing in Fly, but not as quite as much as I should. I've been kind of just relying on Palpatine's A rank in Fly to like put in the work. So yeah, all right. This was a fun stream. Kind of short. We still hit around 3 hours, so that's fine. I always feel bad when I have a stream under 3 hours. I don't know. It feels like I didn't like do enough, you know. Like I feel okay about 3 hour streams. 4 hour streams are like I'm fine with that. And I feel good about like a 6 hour stream. You know, it feels like I really put in the time. But okay. Let's actually begin the round, the wrap up, by finding someone to raid. Who is live? Let's see. I am tired, so we'll probably make this focus on someone I'm already following. Ooh, we have either. Ooh, I could go Bastress or Zero. You know what? I'm gonna rate Bastress. We have not rated Bastress in a while, and he's playing Helldivers 2, which is definitely a game I've seen a lot about, but have not tried. It looks fun. It looks like that. What is it? Battlestar? Is it Battlestar Galactica or Starship Troopers? It looks heavily inspired by that movie, whatever it is. I think Battlestar Galactica is a TV show, so I think it's Starship Troopers. Yes. Right. Anyway, Helldivers look cool. And that's what Bastress is playing, so we are going to give him a raid. Alright, just starting this now. Whew, okay. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for coming in, watching, chat, and lurking. Sorry, I had meant to get like at least one stream in before this, but stuff happened. I've been doing a fair bit of prep work for the Mario Party hot sauce stuff that's coming. Should be coming this Saturday, hopefully, barring anyone gets sick or whatever and is unable to do stuff. But yeah, ideally it all works out, and oh, we are going to have some fun. A lot of fun. But yeah, look forward to that. Otherwise, I believe the next time I will be able to stream, I'm going to be busy tomorrow. My Wednesdays are now pretty much open, and my Friday should be open, so I think those are going to be my next guaranteed streams, and the Mario Party one is going to be a special Saturday one, so look forward to that. I will see you all there. Show Bastress some love. I'm going to be posting some stuff chat related in Discord. Otherwise, have a fantastic night. Take care.